What's up, guys? Drew here, back with another video on the HBX. I'm on a little kick working on this lately. Last video I did a servo and took it out for a run. Noticed the motor was getting a little hot, so that was a good excuse to get a motor heat sink. So I got on eBay and looked around and found this Racing heat sink, which is a dual fan. I just thought it looked cool too. And it was the right diameter and the perfect size, really. It fits perfectly over the engine. You can tell just by getting it mounted up there. So it's going to look cool, and it's a dual fan. So I don't know. I ordered it. It was like $25. So I'm going to try to put that on today. About it. It looks pretty easy, or I think it's going to be pretty easy. I got to pull off this panel right here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's a screw under there, 7 screws, and then maybe a couple under here you got to pull out. And then this whole like side panel right here pulls off. And I got to pull off these gear covers, and then I should be able to get to the motor screws in there and just pull the whole motor out. This thing's kind of cool in here. It's pretty open, so it's easy to work with. So I'm going to start doing that, and I'll get back to you. Bye. Alright, so I got all the paneling off of here and the covers off the gears, and just trying to look at how to get the motor out. And I can't get to the motor mounts right off the plate in there because they're kind of sandwiched in between. The head of the screw is kind of sandwiched in between the plate here and this motor mount plate. So I looked on a parts list just to see what the parts looked like, and it's just the motor's mounted to this plate, L plate, that just goes this direction and screws in right here. And that's how you adjust your mesh too. And these 4 screws down here. So I think I can just move these 4 screws and that screw, and the whole plate should come out, and then I can get to the motor mount screws. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll check back in. Okay, so I got it out. There's a screw right here and the 4 on the bottom. Made this plate thing right here come loose. So I'm almost there. Kind of had to struggle getting the cables out of this little plastic holder there. It kind of ripped my cables up, so I might put some new heat shrink on some of this stuff, or electric tape. I hadn't decided, but anyway, I'm going to pull these 2 motor screws off, get it off, and get this fan mounted. I'm thinking somewhere around there. I don't know, probably just like that, facing kind of out at an angle up in this area. And yeah, just get it installed. It has this little backing, so I got to pull the motor off to get that around, but it looks like there's enough space and everything for that to fit, so it's gonna look cool when I'm done. So I'll get that mounted, and I'll be back. Okay, I got it. Got the heat sink on, got the fans put on. It's just time to put it back together. I got to get the mesh set again, and it looks really cool actually. I think fans are facing right out. It looks awesome, but hopefully they'll blow good. Be pretty neat. But I'm gonna just wrap everything up, get everything put back together, the mesh readjusted, and do some kind of cable management here. There are 2 more channels on the receiver, so I shouldn't have any problem just hooking these up to those 2 empty channels, and that should be a wrap. So it's pretty cool. I'll show you guys when it's all done. Alright, I'm all done. I got it all in. It looks really cool. Cables are routed, actually a little neater than they were, so I'm happy with that. And man, I just turned it on. This thing moves some air. It's really loud. I did have a little trouble getting these both fans hooked into the receiver. It was a really tight fit. The pins that came on the fans are kind of thick, So I took a little file and just kind of filed them down a little bit to make them a little thinner, and I was able to kind of stuff them in there, and they're in there, but they're tight. But it wasn't too much trouble. It was a pretty easy job all in all, and I'll cut it on for you. And as you can hear, it is really blowing some air, so I think it's kind of cool. Looks neat, sounds crazy, so I'm sure that's going to keep the motor temps down substantially, which is good, because it's not an expensive motor, but it's not a cheap motor either, so I'd like to prolong its life as much as possible, and I think, shoot, it'll probably last forever now. So anyway, that's a wrap on this video. Take care. Thanks for watching.